what some of us are fighting for is to see that this oppressive system is crushed. We don't care whether, I don't even care whether I would be part of the top echelon in the room. I'm not worried, but I'm dying to see a change that, in the system. That's all. That's all.
Taigara mumako Zimbabwe Zimbabwe manya dakabatesa tichichingira Zimbabwe Taigara mumako Zimbabwe manya dakabatesa tichichingira Zimbabwe Vakomana vasikana Zimbabwe magorila makomo Zimbabwe manya dakabatesa
Zim News BTV. Our motto is we put you first. We put you first, the viewers. We put you first, our guests. And thank you for your support and thank you for watching our programs. And as you have seen, we now have a new program, a series where we interview liberation fighters as well as what they used to call povo vabereki vanamujiba vanachimbuido. Pama programs aya ndipo patiri kutaura nemumwe achititaura yatiri kutiyo personal experiences zvakasangana nazvo munguva yehondo. Ungave wakaenda kuhondo, unotitsanangurira kwawakakurira, kwawakaenda kuchikoro, chakakumotivatewo kuti uende kunze kunotraina kuti udze kuchirwira rusunungo rwenyika ino. Vabereki, chirongwa chenyu zvakare munotitsanangurirawo mabatsiriro amaita vakomana nevasikana panguva yehondo. Zvimwe chetezvo vana mujiba nana chimbwido. Nekudaro pazuva ranhasi taitawo rombo rakanaka takati aiwa regai timbokurukura nemumwewo panguva iyoyo tingati kana anga ari musikana kana kuti mudzimai, regai tinzwe kuti zvakafamba sei. Atitaurirewo nhoroondo yeupenyu hwavo panguva yehondo yerusununguko. Vanzvadzi, makorokota egorezvo.
Makorokota nemiwo.
Tinotenda makapinda zvakanaka.
Yeah, takapinda zvakanaka.
Aditika. No, aya pakanaka. As we start, I would want to know kuti munhu andiri kutaura naye from the early ages ndiani akazvarwa kupi?
Okay. You are talking to Spiwe Cecilia Cecilia Spiwe Mutsikira. Right.
Mutsikira ndiye kupi?
Ndiye kubarwa nayo.
Oh yeah.
Saka muri kutaura na Spiwe Cecilia Mutsikira. Saka Cecilia Spiwe Mutsikira akazvarwa kuBulawayo.
Okay.
Being the 7th child of 8.
Okay.
Saka my early 70s, my parents, mai vangu wakachuza kuti vachindo wake musha otherwise ndakazvarwa kuBulawayo.
Okay.
Yes. But kumusha kwangu kuri kwaRusape.
Okay.
So ndakaenda kuRugoi school. Ndikazoenda kuChingono primary school. Then 1977 ndikaenda kuRegina Cheli as a form 1.
Okay.
Ku boarding school. That's when I had an encounter nema comrades. Inangu andina kuenda KuHondo.
Yes.
But my brother whom I come after, Timothy James Mutsikira, akaenda KuHondo achibva kuGazaland Secondary School.
So, brother ichienda yakaoneka here kuti ndakuenda kana kuti makazonzwa kuti aenda?
Right. Apparently, paakaenda KuHondo, yanga muri 1975 coming from Gazaland School. Saka yanga iri Roads and Founders, I think. Yes. So he came home to leave his clothes. But at that time when he came, he was actually coming to bid us farewell. Indirectly.
Okay.
He was not coming to say, he didn't say it, but it was a way, it was an action which he did. So in that time, Nandri primary. So I remember very well vividly when he came home, our father was coming from Buluwayo, coming for this holiday. I was in the rural area with my mom and my younger sister. So when he came, he left some of his clothes I remember it. Then we went kwarusape yachitora bus achienda kuchikoro Gazaland. So this was late July, I think. Then muna August yanga yakuita holiday. So my sister, my other sister, angari kudzidza kwaBiriri secondary school. So
Chimani man.
yes. So they used to meet paningi kwamtari.
Okay.
Watch then come home. Watch sangara maskoro. So our sister came alone. And when he came alone, we just thought, okay, this young man is going to come tomorrow.
Yeah.
So my sister, after dinner, we went to bed. Then the following morning, he broke the news to Mom.
Your sister?
My sister, yes. And said to Mom, oh, by the way, James Timothy, aenda KuHondo. So it became yakaita sekunge funeral at that moment. 75, Hondo yanga ichiri uko nekuko, saka it was not something which we were thinking that it would come home. And now it came home. And apparently that same day again, my mom received a letter, a telegram. Ichitaura kuti hanzvadzi yawo Regi ainzi waitaiti sekuregi angafa kuGweru. Saka it devastated my mom. So my mom, my sister now said he met my brother's friends, pa YC Sangana, and told him that, by the way, your brother said, in Ndaenda, he is his trunk. So my sister came with the trunk, the other brother. So my sister was saying, okay, now ndaundosangana na hanzvadzi yangu, tondotenga mabanzi, tondotenga madrinks, as we normally do. But the story had changed. Saka from that moment, we lost a mom. Though physically she was there for 20 years. Saka ndo matangire azvo that time I was, yes.
So, and your father then?
My father was in Blue. You know, this kind of life here in our generation, the other part of the family is in the urban area, and the other part is in the rural. So that time, Idin and my younger sister, they started in Mama town, ku urban area, ku town, ku Muchariona, ku Muchariona. Sakataenda ma holidays, she interacted with other siblings.
Yes, you said when your mother received the news, she was so devastated.
She did.
And to you, you said that's when you lost your mother for the next 20 years.
Yes.
That she lived. What were your exact words, if you remember? You know, I was once is James ati ndaenda KuHondo. What came out of your mouth?
My mom, because James was in Form 2, yes, he was in Form 1. Saka my mom, it was like, this little boy,
Yes.
how could he go kusina mai? And it couldn't kusina mai
Akuyendwe,
yes. So one, he was the youngest brother out of my 3 brothers. He was, I could say he was that golden child, golden boy. Even the siblings was, his life was Timothy, or around Timothy, James, Judah, these were his names. So it was like Matorerwa, something changachiri so precious in the family. But as we progressed in KuHondo, takasvika papoindi, and then I remember now when I was in grade 6, this is 1976. Pakasvika pamba takangonzwa kudaidzwa kwaSabhuku zvikanzi vanhu vese muri kudiwa kwaSabhuku. Then I remember futi again, mai vangu vangwaine this light, vangwaine this lamp. Sasa patabuda tikunzi tikuenda kwaSabhuku. Then we saw someone carrying akatakura pfuti. This was the first encounter. But isusu kuchikoro tatakunzwa kuti kune vana mukoma, and it was exciting, tiri vana vadiki kudaro. Saka then mukomana akati switch off the lights. Dzimai moto, then my mom wabva dzima moto. Then vataenda kumatanga. Then my comrades ayachibva. This was my first encounter, and this was the encounter of my mom. Kuna mai pakaita bring a bit of relief. Okay, kune vamwe vanao vari out there. So my son is not alone. So vachibva then they addressed it to us. And vachibva vaimba, then it shifted our perception kuti okay kune chikonzero. They really put it so clear zvokuti vanhu vakanzwa kuti there was a cause. Is there not a cause? Saka it was a good cause for them to go there. Excuse me. So mai vangu vakatanga kuchichinja, but it did not take away the pain. Saka wakuchitanga kuchinja kuti how can I support these mama comrades? But the painful part of my mom's journey, waiti wakanzwa kuti kwaita hondo kwakati, mai wangu about, oh, my son has been killed. Wakanzwa kuti anything, any situation yaitika, yavanongonzwa kuti zvainvolva my comrades, should just say, it's my son. So ndo pandiri kuti we lost mom. Because at least if she had said, okay, he died, then it's over. But not every incident yaitika, you would take it to be directed to his son. Kunze kukanaya, mai wangu vaitogara mabumbezo kuti mwana wangu ari kunayo. Saka this is the torture which I think many people didn't understand. Kuti vakasara, some of them, they were even worse off. Nokuti pakasara vaka affectwa psychologically, mentally, physically. And dzimwe nguva tikange tabika chikafu, ongoti saka mwana wangu ari kudya. Obva waita stop eating. Saka ini ndiri kudya. What about my son? So these are the things which I think kuti hazvitauriki. Tinotaura pamusoro pevakaenda kuHondo, tinotaura pamusoro pana Chimbwido, tinotaura pamusoro peva. But what about the family, which is still going through that? Apparently, last year I was talking to my brother-in-law who married my sister, the one I talked about. He was saying, I wish we can have a closure. My sister is in her 60s, and she's still mourning over the brother who went to war. And ari kuti saka dzimwe nguva tinenge takagara ongoti dzimwe nguva ndofunga kuti ari kupi pamwe achangouya kumba tichambosangana naye. I did DNA test in case my brother anokasiya mwana somewhere. We are looking for answers. We are a family which is living in limbo with no answers about our brother. So then, 77, I went to ndakaenda boarding school Regina Cheli. And when I was there, these are my encounters of nguva yeHondo. Ndakaenda Regina Cheli ndakaenda kuchikoro boarding school. Saka the first encounter, my comrades akauya kuchikoro kwedu. And yanga a mission school. Most of our kwapanga kuina nafata, our this and that. We were very supportive as well. Saka, I remember this day, till my evening class, some comrades just got in. Tobadafunga kuti freedom has come. It's also freedom which we wanted. We wanted someone to rescue us from studying, being children anyway. So this comrade was really an educated someone. You were actually akangagatoita A level. So he went straight pa board out and out to put the Zimbabwe. He was really very positive to education. Though we were disappointed that he was going to say, we thought he would say Chikoro Ndecha and Smith and the like. But nevertheless, they pushed us. No. And they actually said, this was very positive. We had to break bridges. So this one came with a different story. These ones came with a different story. Wakatika break and my bridges tika pisa
hospitals, school.
Yes. Atisuda kuya tichizotanga kushanda chete. Saka it was a different, saka ndakatanga kuona futi war in a different perspective. Kuti they are coming with a future.
Yeah.
They are to build a future, but not to destroy. Saka, I sort of liked that. Anyway, there were some of my colleagues who then said, Spiwe, I remember this friend who came and said, Spiwe, I'm not going. So, yes, wakutakura mabacha, wakutora majuice, wakwenda KuHondo. Vatasara tiri pachikoro. Then vapaita a certain incident. And pachikoro pedu paitrain wamanesi. Vapaita an incident yakaitika. I think futi yakangorira somehow. Thankfully panga pasina ma-casualty. Saka tuvatazona masoja vazosvika. Saka izvo zvakaita zviri nani. Then I went back home. Then I went back. Ndobva ku Bulawayo. Now my base was in Bulawayo now. And she's chaende kumusha. But mai wachiri kumusha. So then I'm now talking. Sanda kusangana na mama. Ndakuataura my experiences. Mom is so much sold to the to the freedom of Zimbabwe. But my son is suffering. This is mom. Saka ipapapo, we just got excited in my songs, takutaura pamusoro pemaComrades, akauya kuchikoro and the like. Then some of the family members thought, I might as well go. Wakundityira kuti ndinoenda. So one of my sister, being the second born in our family, said, uri kuona zviri kuita mai. If you go, you are killing your mom.
Also, they were seeing the excitement
They
from
were seeing
you.
the excitement, yes.
Yeah, wataura kuti comrade vakauya vakabva vati
Yes, and ndawadzidzisa ma-songs ema-comrades and all that. Saka they thought Spiwe is just going now. Cecilia is leaving. Then they said, Mom. Then if sure ndakatarisa mama wangu. If I'll be the second child going. So, well, Ndandiri was still young as well. Though it was an adventure, I think to most of the students, it was more of an adventure than the goals, the set goals. So, but anyway, some went, and Tuvatazodzoka back kuchikoro. This is 77, second term. This was now a very terrible story, which sadly pakaita a clear crossfire between my comrades nema soja. Saka I wouldn't say kuti pakaita I think for the sake of the viewers, maybe some relatives, I might not say this. But anyway, I will jump. Paka zoita kuti pazoe yanga iri home go. I remember, yes. Yanga iri home go taichifanwa kuenda kumba iri for holiday. It was a holiday. Was it? Yeah, for August. Taivhara chikoro munani zviya. Taizodzoka beki muna August. I think it was July.
Okay.
Saka tati kufara, then vazvanzi ma-comrades are on that side. Saka sezvinei enini ndasati ndapeka. Ndikati no, I can't go there. And also ndandiri someone wanga akangoudzwa nevabereki kuti fambira endai zvamakafambira, which also kept me in that place. Mukati not kundotamba ma-records kuma-nurses uku. And a friend pushed me, said, let's go. Ndikati I can't. Ndobva ndadzokera padoor. So pandakangodzokera padoor, then kutanga kuona futi dzadzakurira dzichibreaka ma-windows and the like. And here we are, some of us at school, we found ourselves sleeping on pama-glasses, mabhotoro akapwanyika takarara pasi pembedha. So papera nguva yacho yapi kwakuzoita early in the morning. Then vatazoona masista ari kuya mudomitari edu akati tokumbirawo matowels. Wangoroda matowels wakati kwaita ma-casualty. Some of your colleagues have died. And we really got devastated. Saka out of that, takatanga undotora matauro tichipa, we wanted to save whoever could be saved at that time. Then come this day in the morning, pachikoro paya pachizara masoja manje. Asmith. And ukutanga takuzwa kuti tine makomrades anga aisa all tanga tawa wanhu vaya kuti tiri wanhu verusununguku wanhu vekuti tinoda kusapota makomrades. But masoja have evaded this space now. Tobva tasumudzwa zvikanzi chiendai, no one is turning, no one is going this way. Tobva tandogariswa panze. Then kubva kwauya musoja wechitema. Ipapapo tese ma-students etati tichongoridza tsamwa kuti mutengesa. I'm sorry kana kune angari mukomrade yanga iri nguva yehondo. It's not personal. Yeah. So achibva atiudza akati munofanirwa kutaura chokwadi. Wanga wakapenda kumeso mawarungu. Obva waya achitaura akati munofanirwa kutaura chokwadi kuti makomrades ari kupi, this and that and that and that. But we didn't think we were saying something to help the situation. So waingoti wakangona munhu ane ropa chete aibva atotorwa oendeswa ku camp kuti wariwana kupi utsananguri. Unfortunately, I think pakafa mukomrade ipapo or two and some other students. Thankfully, takabva tazongoye yanga iri home go, then I went home. Saka now my personal experience, I think it took me years. Ndaingonzwa door ikangobhenga chete. Ndaitofila kuti I want to take cover. Saka hapana zvinhu zvakainge zvakagadzirirwa kuti titwe, do you call it debriefing or tiende through that therapy. Saka to a certain point one time ndakatopotsa ndatsikwa nemota nekuti ndakange ndanzwa a certain noise yandaka-identify to be like a gunfire. So now I'm in Buluwayo, Mom in Buluwayo. Now we are back to Buluwayo, I'm back to Mom. Mom still thinking, maybe my son is coming. I was talking to my niece. I said, oh, definitely. Later on with my niece last week, I said, yeah, I remember Mbuya vaigara vari pachair, a certain chair, yanga akatarisana nedoor. Psychologically, she was looking, kuti mwana wangu angangoita come in. So then there's one of my nephew, my cousins, angari kukumbira trangi, ari kuenda kuchikoro. Akati ndokumbirawo trangi ya James. Mom wakafila kuti this is the treasure she had for her son. Unlike my mom, she would have really given, but it was a treasure to see James. What is something cha James Timothy? Saka pavaigara pado unongozongona munhu ari kudai. However, coming back when James left, he wrote our elder brother a letter. I was talking to my brother a few days ago, and my brother was saying, actually that letter was written in red. Achiti, ndakuenda, if I die, I die. Ropa rangu muchazoriona riri pasi PaMureza WeZimbabwe. And you're thinking, his blood is going to be seen under the flag of Zimbabwe. In which way? How is this going to be? Richaonekwa say. And so that brought those old memories. It's like when my brother was saying that, wachiti ndinayo tsamba yacho but andichazivi ndakaisa kupi.
Okay.
Yakanyorwa ne-red ballpoint. Kuti. Saka the letter was to say to us yakafila kuti maybe akanga ari kuzwa kuti maybe you'll not come back home. The words ndo dzakaita crush our spirits. Kuti ropa rangu muchariona pasi PaMureza. And we were saying, where is this flag where we are going to see his blood? How can we see the blood under this flag? Where, how? Who can explain this to this family kwaMtsikira? Ine mwana akaenda kuHondo and never came back. So then came time ye independence. One assembly points. That was so. We were very expecting. Takange tine tariro. Kuti, no, there will be no way he will not come back home.
Because Wamwaruzo.
All of these, akazara ne vanhu. Saka, if akazara ne vanhu, wange wewa nani who does not include, where our brother is not part of that. So pakanzi ceasefire. Takafara, tikatanga with my siblings, tikatanga ku practice how we are going to receive him.
Oh.
How we are going, then our eldest sister, the firstborn, I said, actually, I'll close the door and have time to one-to-one. So, no, we are expectations. What about the day you left?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say this? Why did, so tangatine this expectation. So, when I end someone vakandoona wow. Then vadati okay. Hanzi vari kunyora tsamba. Takaita another problem yekuti postman akangopfura. Taimhanya kuna postman. Ungotarisa tsamba. Hapana writing ya Timothy.
Hapana address.
Hapana address inaku hapana yakambonzi mom and dad. Takufunga kuti maybe aenda kumusha nokuti akabva akanga the last place yake akabva akangabva kumusha. Maybe ari kumusha, then kumusha kwanga kusisina munhu kwanga kuine vana baba munini ma aunties and uncles. So tikati tichangonzwa one day vari kuti mwana akapfura nekunoku. Then tona hakuna tsamba. Kova kwachizonzi mazita emakomureza yabuda manewspaper. Takatenga newspaper. Takaenda through my newspaper. Vatana rimwe ranga rakanzi Timothy Matsika. Hatikati ndiye chete. My brother was Timothy Mutsikira.
Okay.
Sakata this one, tomboita follow that lead. It disappeared. Tovatazo ona takutopinda pa independence. Okay, takanzwa kuti kune vamwe vakanzi vachazouya. Tikati that's our brother, that's our Timothy. Then that group came again. Tovatanzwa kuti kune vamwe vakakwara vachazouya. Saka every group had our Timothy.
Yeah.
But you can imagine the pain of uncertainty. The pain of not knowing kuti saka tozita sei. It's like something chakazoti. That expectation and hope is starting to dwindle. It's now my wakuto deteriorate. Vanorota ndevanorota, vanospeculator things, vanospeculator. Saka vakwazoti 2 years along the years after independence. Kwaufambira ma-offices and my brothers were quite active about that. Atandobvunzawo, no sign. Kana kuti akamborekodwa anyway, kana takambodi, we have no idea. So, zvapedza kudaro. Pakuita futi mamwe marumas, I know one of my late brothers akambofambira ma-graves. Zvichinzi, kambenga ari kuko saka ndofunga grave rake riri kuko. It was just chaos. And we get to this day. As I said, now and again, unofunga kuti, saka, what's the solution? Where is James? What happened to Timothy? Saka, what motivated me to come to contact you was, you were interviewing someone, akati vakaenda kuHondo, a certain lady. akati wakaenda 1975, that same period, achitaura pamusoro period iyoyo ye-roads and founders. So I thought that was going to be an answer. Maybe she could have seen him. So I was telling my siblings, so they're saying, I hope so. Hakuna comrade watinoziva watisina kubvunza zita rehanzvadzi yangu in our different ways. There's a certain lady United Kingdom wandakatombotaura naye ndikati amunomboona here munhu anogononga akafanana neni. Saka tiri kuita sevanhu vari kutsvaga a needle in a
the sand.
Yes. Saka it's the chimwe chinhu chandakaona kuti this thing has actually affected our family, including our nieces and our. I was talking to my sister-in-law. Arikuti, she, that is my elder brother's wife. Warikuti, my nephew, my brother's granddaughter, who is 18, was actually talking about kuti mbuya ukotikandotsvaga sekuru in such a place. Saka you can see the impact. It has gone from generation to generation. This is the third generation wandiri kutaura pamusoro muzukuru wabhudu wangu. Ari kutonetsekana nazvo. Then one of my nieces said, I dreamt this, what. I think Baba Mnini left a child. Saka, tangu family iri kungo centered around this. And they are looking to see, where do we get the answers? I don't know. Over to you.
So, you're saying your mom could sit looking at the door, hoping that Timothy one day you would walk in. Was there ever a time when you would see she's accepted the fact that Timothy is not going to walk in through that door again?
Obviously, she would have, but unozviudza, even today, I've accepted that James is no more. That I know. But I took DNA 2 years ago, after I'd already accepted. Saka, there's no closure. Saka, pasina closure. I see kuti, like some of my siblings died. I know where they are. And I don't even, okay, kanandapfura nekonda isamarua, it's okay. Yeah. But what about this one? What closure do we have? Kana kuti ungonzwe yako, maybe unengorifunga kuti kana ukasangana nemunhu anoti akamuona the last day. Ini ndongozwa kuti ndakagumisira kumuona tiri mupyuzha yadhedhi wangu, Marusapi. Ndichidzika tataperekedza dhedhi from home to Rusape town. Iye achizotora train kuenda kwaMutare. That is where I last saw James Timothy. But kuzonzwawo munhu anotaura kuti ndakamuona kana kuti 2 days later would have been, maybe that could have brought a bit of healing to my family. So all what we have known since independence are speculations. But maybe, and you can't build anything. You can't. Saka mai wangu tese nema siblings wangu, we just say, we lost our mom. My mom died 1994. This is 19 years later. Saka, andina kuzoona a happy mom. I got to understand kuti despite kuti wamwe 7 tanga tiripo. Zvinongondifungisa this scripture inotaura kuti Jesu anoendera this one lost soul. Saka pfungwa dzamai wangu dzanga dziri to this lost son.
You tried as a family to go to some offices to try and inquire. Vanotichi, you have done it. Is it also happening to other family members? Vanevana vasina kudzoka. Maenda ikoko munoskonzi chii? How is the reception? How is the assistance from that end?
In that way, I was not involved directly.
Okay.
Saka this is vanongoti hapo pamanames aripo. Saka I don't blame them as well because ndinogona kungomuka nhasi ndikati ndine hanzvadzi yangu kana nemunin'ina wangu akaenda kuHondo. If there's no record, there's no record. Saka then the painful thing with us is Timothy akatombosvika here kuHondo kwacho. Chatinoziva ndechekuti kuti akaenda, the evidence we have ndeyekuti this friend who came with the suit trunk achipa my other sister ndio evidence ye colleague yake akati Timothy has gone to war. Then the letter yakanyorerwa Budito, that which was written to my brother, that he posted it himself.
Okay.
Saka that is the only evidence. Atina mumwe munhu akazoti takange tiri tese pabhesi kana takazomborwa tese takadi. Saka this is what really made me really want to follow you. And thank you for that, because maybe we might get some answers.
Your brother akayani tsamba kuvabereki akavaverengera what happened?
This was the elder brother anga kutoshanda ake. So Timothy anga in this good relationship in of course if you've got a working brother and uri kuchikoro to goodies nekundotora mashedzi abudhu uchenda kuchikoro baba would concentrate on my fees, but saka that was the trusted someone who could say, okay, I'm now telling my brother, my elder brother, he couldn't tell mom. And that weekend, he was very miserable. And I logged it in myself. Timothy is not very, as usual. He was a quiet somebody, though. He was very quiet. But you can be quiet, but you will be known kuti uri happy. But anga is so serious. Saka kwa ari anga kuzwa kuti I'm going to see mom and dad for the last time.
And say goodbye.
So our mkoma vanga vachishanda, and the letter actually landed at his house, I suppose. And I suppose samba ya mkoma nisikuzo wati ndiyo yakatanga kuya here kana kuti my sister ndio wakati, but the first message came from my sister.
Oh, so you're not sure kuti mkoma vakazoverenga tsamba here kuna mai?
I don't think he would read that letter to mom. Yekutaura kuti ndakundofa ropa rangu muchazorona PaMureza. I don't think he would do that. I don't know. I don't think so.
So when did he disclose that? And you don't need tsamba?
No, he disclosed it that time.
Oh, okay.
Ndakanyorerwa tsamba. Yakanzi ropa rangu muchazorona PaMureza. I think that is the piercing thing. Ropa rangu muchazorona PaMureza. It's one of the piercing things into our hearts. As I'm saying, Kuti, I was moved to go and get a DNA, Kuti, because kune vamwe vana vakazvarwa kuHondo. I read ndakaona your other program yevana vakazvarwa kuHondo. Kuti maybe he did some mischief there and akasiya mwana, but I wouldn't have expected him to do that, but hauzozivi munhu kwaanenge ari saka tikati. And there's a young man who had in my DNA, he didn't want to really kuita answer. I wanted to trace kuti unombowa anowakabva kupi, but angasiri ake very close, but fairly close. But yeah.
How did your father took it that time?
As I say, he was sort of a golden boy, son, being the youngest. Wakarwadziwa, but I suppose being man, he wouldn't show it the way
Mom was doing.
Mom wakatoita funeral yawo for 19 years. And he would not want to hear any other party except his son. That's ndiyo yakafirwa nemwana wangu.
That's your mom?
That's my mom. Even one of my elder sisters, the second born, wari kutomhanya kumusangano, wari kutomhanya, wari kupiwa athiki. Saka wachibva ngoti ko toenda ka ndobva ndangoita songe ndandiri indifferent hangu. I was just indifferent at that time. I had other things to deal with, personal life. Wakati uko Timothy akafira chi, if you are not, ndandisiri ku-oppose. I was just neither there nor here.
Yes.
Because we have to. Timothy akafira chi. So all these things are not influence, influence of what they want, but would feel good if I don't support Zan where he was. I'm not supporting Timothy.
Yeah.
Saka, ndopa unochizona kuti this is how many years now since 75? 50 years. It is still. Andichemi mama wakafa about 31 years ago. The pain yekufa kwa mama yakasiyana with the Timothy who watisina kumboza utari papi. Yet mom is mom to everybody. Mom is mom. Asi takaita closure. Where is Timothy? Who had no closure.
You have heard from some of the people that we have spoken to, vachiti spiritually, it was said, kana hondo ichinge yapera, pane chivanhu chinofanira kunge chichiitwa chekudzosa vana vakafira kuhondo muZimbabwe. And to them as well vanoti hapana chivanhu chakaita saichocho chakazoitwa. You might be, probably your faith might be not traditional, but this is what they are saying.
Yes.
And this was part of the struggle. And vanoti hapana chakazoitika chekudzosa vana vaya how it was going to be done. How do you feel about it?
Iyo inini kazhinji kacho andigoni kusupporta zvinhu zvandisinga believe mazviri. Right. Saka inini ndichiri kutongoti tisingatambotauri spiritually. Tikamboti tamboita here zvinogona kuitika zvatingakwanise kuita. Let's put, even kungotora ma DNA kungoti tite ma database ema DNA as a nation, particularly those wakaenda kuHondo, wane ma families akaenda kuHondo. Patinosangana pachinza pakafira comrade, then kumakuwa kwema comrades kukotedi kotorwawo ma DNA anogona kuita, maybe something can give zvinogona kudaro. Vanenge vachiita zvechiwanhu, I'm not here to say, to comment on that one, but I'm talking from my own faith. Faith yangu inenge iri kungondudza kuti there are certain things which can be done. Kana tikati kana kuchinzi kuchine mass graves, I know it's quite a lot of work, but at least ndo patingato ropa riya rakuzoonekwa pasi PaMureza kuti okay, paita justice. And uye handifungi kuti tinganyanya kunetseka nekuti hatina ma resources, but these are iwo upenyu hwavo akawa ma resources ekusunungura Zimbabwe. Saka why their lives should not be, why shouldn't we get resources for these resourceful people? Kuti panenge panzi apa pane makowa ema-comrades. Tine ma-scientists ari kuita. So to people like us, people of faith, ngatiende kuma-DNA test. There's someone who said her sister was akaenda kuHondo, pakaitawo something chakazoitika, I think chakauya through izvozvo zvechiwanhu, but kuzosvikira wazosvika pane mabhonzo ake. But iwo wakachoose kuti we want the proper identification DNA. Despite kuti pamabhonzo pacho ipapa zvakaitika about 2 years ago, waMutare. Pamabhonzo pacho ipapo anga akatosungirirwa nechitupa chake chakatosungirirwa ne piece of cloth hembe yanga akapfeka. At least that one was identifiable. But nevertheless, vakada wakaisa zvakadaro.
Vakaenda ku-DNA.
Wakaenda ku-DNA.
Zvakabuda saizvo.
Zvakabuda saizvozvo. Saka zvakalinka nezvawakanga wanzwa uku nekuti wamwaita, we are not also going to go through that way. Saka yeah, zvakalinka.
So it's all men of little faith. Because yeah, I'm taking you to your faith.
Yes.
From the other side of faith, munawe achiti ndini. Testing your faith, but faith yenyu ikaramba futi kugamuchira chi. Munhu wacho ari kuuya and vakaopta chi for vakaudzwa futi saka.
In that case, yeah. To them, but I still stand good. In that other kind of where ndopa unozonzwa zvimwe zvinhu zvinenge zviri contradictory kuti makazoisa gumbo rangu kwakadari makandiviga kwakadari, so you don't want that drama. Saka
from my experience,
okay,
before even we started this program, when we could follow the reburial of some foreign heroes, I've been there.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, munhu aitori nemudzimai toti bhonzo nderasipiwe, bhonzo nderaRobert, bhonzo nderaFrank. And munhu achibuda saRobert akuti ndiri kuda kuenda nemi kunyanga vachibva kana kuwedza kunosvika panonzi apa ndo pandakafira, apa ndo pandiri. Saka zvinongoendawo nekuti midzimu yekwenyu inenge yada kuita zvakaita sei. But probably when you're talking about the DNA and the resources, I've seen it so expensive for the government to do that. Because if you've seen even the reburial of those foreign heroes, it's done by a small pressure group of people. Sometimes they even lack resources. So imagine mass.
That's a good question. Yeah. But my question is, when Timothy left home, he was going to fight for Zimbabwe. So if he gave his life, he could have been a grandfather now. Saka zvese izvo zvakaiswa mudondo kuti Zimbabwe igobatsirwa. Saka why can't Zimbabwe look for Timothy? Imimi Zimbabwe magara tiri kumwa mvura. Anditi Timothy is rotting somewhere, is rotted. Hana nzvimbo anonzi apa at least pana Timothy. But why can't you, as Zimbabwe, look for Timothy? Iye akakuendera kuti ndiri kuenda KuHondo. Ezvinezvi vana vedu vari kugara upenyu huri nane. I'm talking about personal life.
Yeah, yes.
Vari kugara upenyu huri nane. Kana vagara upenyu huri nane, but kuna Timothy who fought for them. Saka wachiti nokuti ndezvake izvo. I don't think it's fair. What about hazvina kuaffecta Timothy? What about his mother? What about his mother?
But do you think I'm sorry to ask this.
No, don't ask.
Do you think they will do that to the comrades they presume kuti vakafa, and when they can't even take care of the living ones?
Right. In both ways, the living ones still need to eat, still need to live. Maybe the living ones were to a better position. Why? Because wakati okay, wakashika vakanga vari kuma 20 years, wakadzoka kumba vari kuma 30 years. Kune vamwe vandinoziva vakati inini zvekutoramba kuti ndichachengetwa negovernment kana ndichada kunzai, let me sort out my life. But Timothy didn't get that chance. Aya mamwe makomrades atinawo aya wakapiwa chance yeupenyu hwavo yekuti wedu wega inda undoita hangu farming, ini ndakuenda undodai. But kana I'm not putting them down. I respect respect those guys. And some of the conditions, obviously, I sympathize with them. But in the difference between Timothy and them. Ava vati now, watotorine mazuva anotombo nguva dzemaheroes vanotombotaurwawo vanotomboombererwa maoko vanotombotengerwawo bhasikoro vanotombopiwawo mari uko Timothy.
Okay, let's go back to Regina. On the day pakata crossfire and masoja akazoya the following day, you lost some of your schoolmates.
Yes.
How was it then? Makuziya kuti apa paimbogara ningi ende akafa.
Okay, hatina kuzodzoka kuchikoro. Ndo pakabva patovharwa chikoro. Saka what happened is when chikoro chavharwa, I remember one of the girls angari kuchema stereki angari kuchema angaengenjwa ne form 3 boy angari form 1 apiwa chiringi zvimaringi zvemasilva zvavo zvakanyorwa dada newako, all those kind of things. Saka anga kanariko we were children. Saka achibva anzi mukomana wake akamudza kuti maybe we are not going to meet again. So these are the stories that tata kuchinzwa that following morning. We are not going to meet again. So zvakati traumatizer ende kunyatsa kuona kuti munhu angari pa that bed umwe uyu. Saka it didn't go well. It didn't go well. Especially pakuti tarara tiri kuziva kuti tazomuka tiri kuziva kuti vamwe vedu vafa. Takuchiona masoja aya akutimisa paqueue takumira takufamba tiri straight kuti patsika mumwe ndo paunotsika tichibuda in this big dormitory takundogara panze. Saka makomrades aya akutanga masoja aya akutanga kuningirikira akutanga kutibvunza one by one, wakaonana nakomrade wakadididididi. Inini something which happened chandinoti Mwari wakandibatsira ndechekuti ndine one of the wandakadzidza naye grade 7. Saka chikoro chake changa chavharwa kuSt Killians and came to my school. Saka boarding mistress akati ano spiwe chigara this one, share room, share bed. As small as it is, but we fitted. Satatangoshandisa angangogara for 2 weeks. Satatangoshandisa the trunk together. Saka kaisa mtrangi mangu ndova ndadaidzwa nemasoja kuti where did you take this uniform? And I was shivering. And andine bhuku rangu randakanyora dziyo dzemakomrades. You can look at this teenager asangana nemasoja akapenda kumeso. Saka zvikati mukasataura zvakanaka tikuenda nemi kucamp. So bhuku rangu ndakarinyora kuti I gave myself a fake name kuti Melody Mwenje. So paakangorona ona masongs. So but zviri mutrangi mako. Then ndobva ndati this is not mine. Vachibva vazongori busy. Saka ubva ngoitora how likely, but prior to that taka address kwa na sister. After hondo ya sister achibva ati address akati tinokumbira kuti mutaure zvinogona kukubatsirai. Vakataura zvavo zvakangonaka kuti mutaure zvinogona kukubatsirai. So we had to deduce kuti what will help me. Kuti ndisaende kuti ainda ndisipo ende zvishwa tatisipo, but wakange wabatwa wari kwanga kuri kupati manje ndo wakaita problem. Saka izvozvo zvakandibatsira kuti zvinenge zvataurwa namai ndakutaurira vangu zvinenge zvataurwa namai. I listened to my mom who said fambira zvechikoro. Saka pandakafambira zvechikoro ana kuenda kupati, and not also kuti ndiri kuita undermine wakaenda. Maybe pane ma-circumstances akaitika. I'm still sympathetic kuti it shouldn't have been that.
Okay. Back to 1975 when Timothy left. Shamari chuya ichisangana ni your other sibling. Akataura here just in case the comrades might be living somewhere now today kuti Timothy anoti vakaenda vari vangani and pagroup rake pakanga paina ningi naningi, if you may recall that.
No, mazita unfortunately wouldn't know because chandinoziva ndechekuti prior to his departure pachikoro pavo pakasvika maComrades tinoti akamobilize nanda kuti evangelize akamobilize saka zvikapinda. Then another group went, then Timothy now vachibva vadi saka Timothy I think he did a decent thing, I think so, kuti akauya akaita a silent bye-bye. So I think achibva angu atina kuzonzwa, but chatakazonzwa ndechekuti akanga awa munhu anga akutaura kuti anga wa really carried kuti Zimbabwe inofanirwa kusununguka.
Okay. As we are about to conclude, I understand you are also into writing books. Is the motivation behind Timothy?
Okay, my motivation of this particular book, Randakati Rangu Has No Color, having lived abroad for 38 years,
Okay.
I looked at situations, they are doing this to me because I'm black, or they are doing this to me because I'm a woman, or they are doing this to me because I'm an old lady. Saka, I then put in my stories and because nekuda kwa Timothy ne experience yangu Regina Jelly, I became someone like really my war stories, they just fascinate me. And so I just wrote interviews a few people, but when I put them in my book, I'm putting them as fiction, but these are real stories. So Pakuti Rangu Has No Color. We are saying when we left, when Timothy left to kwenda kuMozambique, akaenda achiti varungu vari kutidzvinyirira. Akaenda achiti Smith has let us down. Murungu to black people. But then perception yedu yanga iri kuti kana tiri vanhu vatema manje takanzwa patiri kukura takanzwa kuti I remember someone ari kuti vamwe mbuya vari kutaura namama wangu achiti mbuya don't worry muzukuru wenyu mwana wenyu achadzoka. Ndo vari kutirwira kuti tigotenga mombe nesuspense. I remember that. So it was like things were going to be very easy and cheaper. Smith, as evil as he was evil to these people, this race. And it was wrong. But now, come back to Zimbabwe. I leave this to people to answer over justice. Nokuti tinoti varungu, we suffered a lot of injustice. If Timothy is to be woken today, what would Timothy say? Would he say 75? Let's just come up with this imagination. All of a sudden, bring Timothy, take him to the school he went to primary. Is he going to say, my blood was worth it? Take him to the hospital, Mpilo Hospital, where he was born. Will he say, yes, I did a good job?
That's for Timothy to answer. Your last message is, let's go spiritual. Let's assume Timothy is watching right now, spiritual. What would you want to say to him?
Spiritually, from what angle? If Timothy is watching, the first thing I would say to Timothy, give your life to Jesus. That's my message to my brother. Kuti, okay, you have fought, you have done all what waita zvepano pasi zvekuti vanhu vararame, but kune kumwe kuraramika kuchazoti tisangane na creator. What are you going to say when you meet the creator? Ipa upenyu wako kuna mambo Jesu. If Timothy was to hear, toti mupenyu somewhere, Timothy, give your life to Jesus.
Spiwe, thank you for your time. There you heard it from Spiwe, Cecilia. Emotional, painful, but she is not alone. She is speaking here on behalf of thousands of families whose sons and daughters did not return home. And as of today, they are still waiting, thinking probably one day the young brother, the young sister will walk in and say, I am back. But it's a story for another day. For now, this is Zimnews BTV on behalf of my technical crew, Elizabeth Nyago and Frank Wesere. For now, it's bye-bye.
What some of us are fighting for is to see that this oppressive system is crushed. We don't care whether, I don't even care whether I would be part of the top echelon in the room. I'm not worried, but I'm dying to see a change that, in the system. That's all. That's all.
Taigara mumakomo Zimbabwe KuHondo Avaka imanya takavadesa tichingira Zimbabwe Taigara mumakomo KuHondo Avaka imanya takavadesa tichingira Zimbabwe Vakomana vasikana Zimbabwe Magorila Zimbabwe Avaka imanya takavadesa